My name is Kristen. I'm from Maine. I'm now in Nashville, Tennessee, USA. My experience with singleness in the church is kind of mixed. It's very interesting. I was raised very much in a Baptist conservative culture where it was just always kind of assumed you'd get married until I didn't. And it's weird because I'm mid-30s, never married, never even been asked out, no sympathy. But I mean, it's interesting because you always have those people who are like, you're gonna get married, just wait, you'll find that perfect somebody, you're gonna go to college and meet that godly girl or guy, and you'll get married and have 2.3 kids and the white picket fence. And I never wanted any of that. I was always very happy being single. Not to say that marriage is a bad thing, I don't think it is, but it's not for everybody. And people that I've met who are so immersed in it, and I suppose you could say legalistic about it, saying, you have to get married. Marriage is your highest calling. As a woman, your highest calling is to be a wife and mother. And I don't believe that. I believe my highest calling is to serve Christ and to make him known and to follow him. And whatever iteration that takes, whether there's a spouse or not, I don't think is that important. I don't think that matters as much to God. If it did, we wouldn't have Jesus being single. We wouldn't have Paul saying, I prefer that people be single. I've lost friends to marriage. And it's happened so many times. You have those friends, you know each other as singles. You know each other as your friends. You're just hanging out. Even if it's just, you're the single person and you're hanging out with a couple people who are dating or they're engaged. And that's great. It's fun. You still enjoy being around each other. But then they get married and all of a sudden you're falling off the radar. You're just not there. And it doesn't matter how many times they say, oh, we'll still hang out after we get married. You're definitely not out of our lives. Please don't think we're abandoning you. But then they do. And you text them, I'm free now. When are we going to do this again? When are we going to get together? And all of a sudden it's, well, we're busy we're hanging out with this other couple. We have a couples Bible study. We want to spend time together as a couple, which is all well and good. Those are excellent things, but what about the single people that you were friends with before? And it's happened so many times where I text and I call and I see them and I say, hey, when are we getting together? When are we going to do this? And it's like, soon. And before you know it, 5 years have gone by and the texts fall off because I don't want to be a nudge. I don't want to be getting in their way, but nothing ever happens. And I think that's been the hardest part, is just, as much as I want, and I love celebrating my friends' engagements and marriages, it's hard sometimes because for me, more often an engagement announcement means they are going to be vanishing off the radar. They're not going, it's not that they won't be my friend anymore, but the relationship changes and the changes are not always for the better. Marriage is good. If that's for you, great. But I wish they would remember their single friends. It's hard being the one left behind. And all of a sudden you have to find a whole new set of friends to hang out with. And you find the single people because you hope that then they won't do the same thing to you. And then it happens again and again and again. And it's hard. It really is. And that's something I wish the church realized, that you focus on marriage and the push to, find that godly spouse, do ministry together. Why can't you do ministry as a single person? We're completely capable. We have just as much life experience. We bring our talents and our abilities to the table. And to say you can't be in leadership, to say we would prefer to go with this married couple, you're ignoring an entire demographic of us in your church. And honestly, it's hard. We're being ignored, and so we walk. Why wouldn't we walk if we're being ignored, if we're not going to be able to bring our talents and our abilities to the table? Why shouldn't we walk? For me right now, I'm so thankful for the church that I have found. I've been there for about a year. And when I left, I came out of the Southern Baptist Convention, which is a whole story unto itself. But coming out of there and realizing the church I was in was not a safe place for people like me who are single, and especially for single women, it was even less of a safe place. Coming out of that and finding another church where I wanted to be able to be a part. There was a point where I just wanted to give up on the church altogether. I wanted to stop going. I hadn't found a safe place for somebody who is single and female. But the church I found that I've been at, that was one of the first things I asked them when I first started thinking this might be a place I could land. I sent them this very long email with a bunch of different questions about the church. And one of them was, what is your view of singleness? What is your view on single women? Are they able to be in leadership? Is there a place for somebody like me where I don't have to come in and make my own place? Is there a way I can just come in and be me and be welcomed and seen for who I am? And thank God that has been the case. We have a single woman in leadership. We have single women and single guys too, all over our church. I would say even probably a good third of our church is single. And it's so cool to see. It's amazing. Everybody brings our different talents. We all bring our backgrounds and our knowledge, and we put it together, and it's amazing what happens as a result. It's amazing to see this little tiny church in North Nashville that the things that can come out of this group of people is amazing. And when the Bible says that we are a body made of many parts, this is exactly what it means, that we all come together, married, single, queer, cishet, whatever your background, whatever your place in life, we all come together and we make something beautiful and we make something for the Lord. And that is what the church is all about. And it includes singles. And I am so thankful that I have found this church, that they see singles for who we are, rather than just somebody to be married off to somebody else.